Thanks to Trade Coffee for sponsoring this video. And before we get into the new MavMount 4.0, a quick message from our sponsor. And of course, with everything going on, a lot of people don't really want to be out. They don't want to be in line. They don't want to go to the grocery store. So this is where Trade Coffee really comes into play. And if you're like me, you'll normally just buy like one box or one flavor and pretty much drink that same coffee for the next couple months. Now, what's cool about Trade Coffee is that you just go on their website, and what you do is you take a quick quiz, and that quiz just asks you some questions like, what do you like? Do you like light, medium, or dark? Do you normally have them ground? Do you like the beans? Or how do you prepare your coffee at home? For me, I actually just put it into my instant coffee maker here at home. Then it also asks you things like, do you normally add creamer? Do you like it black? It doesn't show you a few different options of coffees and roasters that match up with your answers. So if you did like one of these, you're able to then order it online, and then it'll show up at your doorstep. The one thing I saw that was really cool about Trade Coffee is that all of their bags are environmentally safe, and you can actually use it as compost when you're done with it. When I did my first survey, this is what they paired me up with, which is really good. And actually, they're all actually pretty good. They have the Waverly, the Joe Coffee here. We have the Doma, and then as well as the two Bridges. So thanks to Trade Coffee for sponsoring this video, and to all my viewers out there, you guys are gonna get 30% off your very first bag. And I highly recommend checking out the website anyways, just to do that quiz so you can see exactly what types of coffee are out there and which one can be paired for you. And now back to the video. Now, if you've been following my channel for a little while now, you guys do know I like to use tablets when I fly. But of course, since the MAVIC 2 Pro came out a couple years back, I've been using the smart controller whenever I'm flying that drone. And then of course, we have here the MAVIC Air 2, and this is a setup with the MAVIC Mini as well as the new MavMount 4.0. And of course, I've done a bunch of videos on the MavMount 1, 2, and 3. So if you guys haven't seen those, make sure you guys check those above as well as down below. There are some adjustments here that you can see that they made to cater a little bit more towards the MAVIC Air 2 remote control. It of course is backward compatible and will work on all of your other MAVIC remotes. Now, for those that haven't flown with a tablet before, it just definitely gives you a lot bigger of a screen, of course a lot more immersive, and just a little bit easier picture to see when you're out there in the field flying. So you're not having to look at your smaller cell phone device. You're able to have something like this, which is a larger device on your screen to see your video or your photos. Now, the first thing I saw when I got the version 4 is that they upgraded this mount, which I really like because of the fact that they had a couple mounts before on their website, and they have, you know, if you've ordered one before, you've probably seen this mount right here, and they also have this skinnier one that also opens up here. But now they have one new mount, which is right here, that will now cater to all the size devices. And I think that was one of the biggest questions I got was, will it fit, you know, this type of tablet, this type of size? And just to let you guys know, and I'll show you here real quick, here we have the iPad mini, of course. Here I have my iPhone 10, so it'll easily fit there. And of course, if you're not gonna fly it like that, you'll just loosen up this ball joint here and turn it sideways. Then you're able to fly, of course, with a phone. But what's great is that this thing actually expands out two different ways. So if I want to have it just like that, like I already had the MAVIC Mini on there, put a full-size 9-inch iPad in there. So this will sit in here, just like so. So now I have a full-size iPad, and then the big boy, and this not only expands out one way here, but there's another switch here on the back that allows you to expand it out even more. So you can actually bring this all the way up. And now I have a full-size iPad Pro, just like that. Now, I know I'm gonna fly with the iPad Pro. I think it's a little bit overkill for me. I will normally fly with something like this, which is the standard iPad. And like I said, what's nice about this new clamping system is that it is super wide. So if you did have something like a case on your iPad, as you can see here, it is about almost, I would say, 3/4 of an inch deep, and it has these rubber foam pads here on the top and the bottom. So you are able to hold big cases on your iPad. You don't have to remove it from the case in order for you to fit it. Some of the older clamps like they had here were pretty narrow, so if you did have a bigger case on it, like an OtterBox or something like that, you weren't able to use it here. You'd have to take it out of the case. But now, here it is, nice and wide. It even has more of a hook on the top, so it prevents it from slipping out. And the cable I'm using here is actually the PGY Tech cable. I'll leave that information down below. It is a USB to a Lightning, so if you are using something like an iOS device, you're gonna need something like this. I'm sure there's a bunch of other cords out there, but this is the one I've been using. Now, the biggest difference here, if you haven't noticed, is that the fact that they added something here which makes it a lot more sturdy compared to what they previously had on the version 3. Now, one of the biggest changes they made with this plate right here is that they added this 1/4 here at the bottom, which allows them to put this screw on the back, which they're calling the AirLock. Now, as you can see, no problems here, shaking it like this. Some of the other tablet mounts out there would then slide down because of the fact that there's nothing holding it in place. And another little thing that they've changed here, as you see at the very bottom of the mount, they added these little notches here so that it's able to wrap around a little bit better to fit that mold of the MAVIC Air 2 remote control. Now, even though that change might seem pretty small, as you can see here, this is a full-size iPad, and having it this sturdy sitting in here within the clamping system, as well as it being a lot more stable here in the back, I think was a major difference compared to the version 3. Now they went to this kind of wingnut style type of screw, which allows you to then have a lot more grip on it for you to then position it, tighten it down, and of course put your tablet in here. So here's a quick view of what it looks like. This is the MavMount 4.0 on some of the older MAVIC remote controls. Like I said, this is the MAVIC Pro remote. It also works on the Spark, the Air, the MAVIC 2 Zoom, the MAVIC 2 Pro. And there it is. That was the updates to the version 4 of the MavMount. But as you see, some small changes like this AirLock here at the very back, as well as how they updated some of the side here, just to form fit the remote control a little bit better, but it also still works on all your other remotes. And what a lot of people don't know is that MavMount actually has their own filters for the DJI Mavic 2 Pro as well as the Mavic 2 Zoom. They actually gave me a bunch of filters to actually give out to you guys, so huge shout out to MavMount for giving me some of these filters to give out to my viewers. We have everything from ND filters for the Mavic 2 Pro. This is the full cinematographer set, as well as we have the ND filter set 3-pack, the Core series, which has ND 4, 8, and 16. And not even that, they even have ones for the Mavic 2 Zoom. We also have the Core series as well as the Vibrant series for the Mavic 2 Zoom. And besides the filters from MavMount that we're gonna give away, we're also gonna be giving away a MavMount version 4 to one of you guys. So a ton of stuff that I'm gonna be giving away here. So thanks to our sponsors, Trade Coffee, as well as MavMount, for sponsoring all this gear for giveaways. And if you go to MavMount.com and check out their selection of mounts, as well as the color options that they do have there, if you guys do pick something out there, they're also giving my viewers a discount. Make sure you guys type in FlytPath at checkout on MavMount.com if you guys want a discount on some of their gear. And as you guys know, giveaways on my channel are pretty straightforward. So if you guys want to win the MavMount 4, or if you want to win some filters here, either for your Mavic 2 Pro or the Mavic 2 Zoom, all you have to do is do a few different things. Of course, you have to like this video. Make sure you guys are subscribed to my channel. And the third part's gonna be a little bit more work. What I want you to do is go to the Trade Coffee link down below, take that quiz, and write down in the video description what are those 3 coffees that they recommend you try after taking their quiz. Make sure you guys write those 3 coffees down below in the video description, and also write down which drone do you have. Do you have the Mavic Air 2? Do you have the Mavic 2 Pro, Mavic 2 Zoom? That way I'm able to at least select specific types of prizes for people who have the right specific type of drone. So if you do have a Mavic 2 Pro or Mavic 2 Zoom, you'll be eligible for any one of these right here, as well as the MavMount. But if you don't have one of those drones and you do have something like the Mavic Air 2 or even the Air 1 or the Spark or even the original Mavic Pro, then you're more likely gonna win something like this, which is the MavMount 4.0. And of course, I'll be picking up the winners after the first 48 hours of this video going live. That's why it's always important, if you guys aren't already, make sure you guys hit that bell, be part of the notification squad. That way you guys do get the alerts when I do post a new video. And also make sure you guys do come back to check to see if you won, because you're gonna need to respond back to me within those first 24 hours that I announce the winners. So that's all I got for today, guys. Thanks again to Trade Coffee as well as MavMount. As always, if you guys got value from this video, don't forget to hit that like button. Also, don't forget to subscribe, hit that bell to be notified when I post new videos. This is Ultra Anastasio with FlytPath.com. I'll see you guys in the next one. Take care.